All right, everybody, welcome. It's day 3 of our 12th annual Medical Aesthetics Bazaar. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in for our last day of Sit and Sips today. Tomorrow we have our big event coming up, and then Friday is everybody's last chance to take advantage of our MAP specials. So here in a moment, Melanie Reynolds, our aesthetic nurse practitioner, is going to talk about PDO threads, a very cool treatment, a very her favorite new treatment, I think, but we'll see what she has to say about it. Anyway, we are giving away a free Smooth Threads treatment at the end of the session. So if you would like to be entered for that, make sure you let us know in the comments and make sure you stick around until the end of this session to find out if you won. If you are not logged in right now to comment, you can certainly email us at info@empireironlaser.com to let us know you'd like to be entered as well. And if you have any questions for Melanie as she talks about smooth threads, please go ahead and put those in the comments also. And that's it. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Melanie.
Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is a topic I'm super excited to talk about. It's not a new treatment that's been it's not new to the market. Smooth threads, lifting threads, they've been around for a very long time. It's newer for me. I waited until I felt confident that I had the right time in my life to dedicate to doing an adequate and comprehensive training. And I just had to get through school, my master's program, get through 2020 and with no one doing in-person training. So it's kind of a long time coming for me, and I'm super excited that we're now offering it at Empire Eye and Laser Center. So the smooth threads treatment, we'll get into how that differs from the lifting threads and what you can win today. And I will be excited to share that with whoever wins. So what are threads? They're made of a product or an ingredient called polydioxanone, so PDO threads. They're essentially sugar threads. That's what the compound is. It's just made of sugar. They've been around for many years. We've been using them in medicine and surgeries for forever. They're dissolvable threads. Somebody really smart out there just recognized that this polydioxanone ingredient created new collagen in the areas that they put the threads. So they got creative in how they could use this product on the face and on the body and other areas that we would want to create new collagen. So as the thread is being dissolved in the body, it's leaving behind a new collagen matrix behind, which is really the core components of the smooth threads that are just creating new collagen. But we also have the ability with certain threads to lift and reposition the tissue. So we'll get a little bit more into that as well. The smooth threads, and I realize this video might be a lot for somebody to watch. However, I think it's important to see that honestly, she's very comfortable. It's relatively painless. It's super simple and easy for the patient to receive the treatment. Aside from a risk of bruising and a little bit of tenderness because of bruising, there's not a true downtime or concern with doing the smooth threads. We're just putting lots of needles into any area of the body that we want to create new collagen. That's why she's got so much going on, but she was very numb and comfortable for this. So when we're creating new collagen, we typically need to do a series of treatments. That's why we would recommend about 3 treatments a month apart, and then it does take some time to see that collagen growth and development, so you won't see the results right away. But areas that we can treat with smooth threads, the neck, so crepey skin, necklace lines, or tech neck. We've all gotten tech neck is a new concern in more recent years from looking down at our phones. So it's going to help to smooth out the area. It's not really lifting the skin on the neck or tightening it. Somebody's a better surgical candidate. They really are just a better surgical candidate. But for that crepey skin, it's going to help to smooth out and give a fresher appearance. Also great for the accordion lines that some people get when they smile, if you can picture an accordion. So we can simulate new collagen there. And also kind of when we have those smile lines that come low on the cheeks, as well as, and I think this is an interesting area, the glabella lines. It's not going to replace the need for a neurotoxin like Dysport or Botox that's going to stop the movement from occurring. But in some patients, we've they've created those lines over many, many, many years, and they got very strong muscles, and they've weakened the skin in between those muscles. And so even when we stop the muscle movement, there's a resting line that makes them look angry or mad, even though they can't make the movement anymore. So after we've done a series of treatments, if we still have some resting lines there, putting some smooth threads to address the skin weakness can really help to improve it. Threads are also really great in some of the body surface areas that we may not have considered, like crepey skin above the knees, on the elbows. We really can use them anywhere. They're safe to use anywhere on the body. Some of my more fit patients that have had babies and have just like little bit of crepey loose skin on the belly, it's great for that. I will, say it again that they definitely don't replace what surgery can do, but there's less downtime, and sometimes that's important in patients' lives. And so that's going to be a factor that's going to play into whether they're choosing to do surgery or do threads. Also, the smooth threads are kind of addressing a little bit differences than surgery. But when we get into the lifting threads, that's where there's some more similarities. It's definitely not as dramatic as what surgery can do, but the lifting threads have these cogs, or barbs as we call them, though I feel like that's really, it makes it seem harsher than it is, that lift and reposition the tissue. So we really can give you a lift of the cheeks, help to pick up the skin of the that's causing these marionette lines and pull things back, as well as give you a more defined jawline. They are a little bit more involved and invasive than most procedures that I do. However, they do deliver some really phenomenal results. So patients are seeing an immediate lift. There might potentially be some puckering, usually on the lateral parts of the face, as we pull and lift and really tighten, which really resolves given enough time. So we want to have enough downtime. Wear your hair very strategically in front of your ears, put that mask on, cover it all up, and that will, minimize your downtime. There's tenderness afterwards, and that's probably the most irritating. It's tender to wash your face, and I think most patients it is honestly very irritating to feel like you can't wash your face without feeling discomfort. But aside from touching it, doing your normal daily routine and living your life, there's not any discomfort that's prohibiting you from doing anything. We do ask you not to exercise, no strenuous exercise, and no massages or facials for a month, exercise for 2 weeks. But again, like, aside from the way it could potentially be bruised or puckered, there's not really a downtime that's going to prohibit your daily life. So the lower face is probably what has been the most common, meaning that the cheeks, the jawline area, but the brows is another good one too. We do expect and hope that our neurotoxins, the sport Botox, are giving us a nice brow lift, but as we have more birthdays, and in some people the genetics play a bigger factor, our brows just start to hang really low, makes our eyes look really tired. Oftentimes patients are seeking a surgery for that. Maybe the lids they're trying to improve, they're not sure exactly what they need. And truly, if we open up the eyebrows, it's going to open up the eyes and give us a more wide-eyed appearance. I think the threads for the brows are also phenomenal when we have brow asymmetry. We have so many patients that their brows are more distant cousins than sisters, and they're definitely not twins. And we can only maybe bring them to a like distant sister, half sister routine with Botox. Those patients that still have that asymmetry, this is a great option for helping to maybe lift one side, maybe lift both, but addressing one side a little differently than the other so that we can achieve some more symmetry to our brows. So I have some before and after photos. This is a video kind of showing you, I guess we'll start here, of how we do the thread lifting. So you saw that cannula as it was removed from the skin. We put a cannula through the skin, and then we kind of lift and push the skin onto the thread. So as we remove that cannula, the thread remains behind. At the beginning of the treatment, we've made markings on her face so we can note what our plan is. That way, when we lay back and everything falls backwards, we still know what we're trying to achieve. There is a thread that sticks out when we initially put the thread in, but I snip that off so you don't leave with those threads sticking out of your skin, contrary to some belief that's out there. And I know that the video sometimes can be a lot to watch. It is a little more invasive and involved than other procedures that I do, but still want to say that we've had lots of training, and I've done a lot of webinars and just continued trainings to make sure that we know what we're doing. So if you put your faith and your trust in me, then you don't have to worry so much about what those photos are depicting. As far as, before and after results, this is the brows. This is actually Dr. Huggins. So anybody in our office that comes here for the eyes might recognize her. And what was so great about this is before I even saw her for her follow-up, which these photos are a month apart, she came to me and showed me her own selfies that she had taken at Disneyland pre-treatment and had been after treatment. And she's like, I didn't even realize what a difference it made until I saw my photos. So she definitely looks more wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, and she's not opening up her eyes. You can see that she hasn't created, she's not lifting her brows. This is a natural looking lift that she's achieved with the threads. Along the jawline, I mean, this is a really great photo. I'll be honest, not everybody gets that straight jawline as this. However, when it does deliver those really dramatic results, it looks phenomenal. Some patients are going to see a little less lifting. It's hard to pull up a lot of skin. So the more loose and lax skin we have, the probably less results we're going to see. So we want to be realistic about how much skin laxity we're experiencing versus how much lifting we can achieve. But she was super pleased and happy. It helped a little bit with that skin under her neck, helped to pull her cheeks up so they looked more lifted and in the right position. It just pulls everything back the way it used to be. As we have birthdays, everything falls forward. So we want to put it back where it's supposed to be. And this is another patient, the one that was actually in that video, and just kind of a different angle showing you what it's done under her neck and also along that jawline. She still has a little bit of jowling, but it's definitely improved, and she's quite pleased. And therefore, I'm quite pleased because mostly this is about you, making sure you're happy with your results. As far as our pricing for this week, the full face treatment, which would include, or full lower face treatment, excuse me, which would include the cheeks, the kind of lower face, the jawline area, it's normally priced $2,200. I don't charge per thread because I really want to be able to use as many threads as I need to achieve what we're trying to achieve. I don't want to be limited in that regard. And so we just charge per area, and then whatever you may need for that area is what we're going to do. It's discounted to $1,750, so that's pretty decent discount. I should kind of backtrack a little bit. I didn't let you guys know that the threads do last about 8 to 15 months. So we'd say on average a year. So this is like fantastic timing. If you were to purchase it now, you would be due for another treatment in about a year from now, and it would be on sale again. And if it was something you wanted to keep up and maintain, you could pretty much always get it on sale because we have this event annually. To add on an area to that lower face treatment, when we do them in the same day, it saves me some time. So generally there's a discount of it being $850 to add on the forehead or smooth threads around the eyes. And it's discounted to $800. If we're just going to single do a treatment of just the brows or just the mid face, which would be the cheeks, it's normally $1,000, and that's discounted to $800. So kind of a nice opportunity for you to add on some areas that you might be thinking of, and really kind of getting that lift that, aside from surgery, I think is kind of hard to achieve. But I'm not opposed to facial plastic surgery. I say I am only ever opposed to the wrong surgeon. So if you're looking for a good recommendation, I can make a few of those. But if you're not ready for that kind of downtime or price commitment, because it is more costly to have surgery and to undergo that, then this could be a good option that could at least buy you time until you are ready. The smooth threads are priced a little differently, and really downtime with those is just a risk of bruising and a little bit of tenderness. Of course, bruising is a cosmetic downside, so you want to plan ahead for that, especially with the holidays coming up. Please don't put an appointment the day before Thanksgiving and then cancel it because you forgot you might bruise. So we want to be cognizant of that time frame as we get into these busy months. But if we're doing some smooth threads for like the forehead, the lateral part of the forehead, where we often raise our brows and we've lost a lot of volume and we get a lot of wrinkling here, smooth threads are fabulous. Again, the cheeks, and this is more like when we smile and we get these accordion lines that come down, or accordion lines here, smooth threads to help build collagen is going to be great there. And then of course the neck. And the large area, I mean, it's not per side if we're doing, say, the cheeks or the forehead, but we're going to use a significant amount of threads, as you saw in the picture. I mean, I think the old adage is true that the more threads, the better, because the more threads, the more collagen. If we're treating just a small area like the glabella or a little bit of the lip lines and we're using less threads, it's therefore less expensive. And so you can see the price differences there. And this is, however, per treatment. So my recommendation would be to buy a series of 2 to 4. I mean, if you'd like to have a consult, I know we're kind of running out of time on that, but also I would suggest try to gauge for yourself how significant the skin damage, laxity, and lines and wrinkles are and folds that we're trying to improve, and make a judgment call if we're not able to get you in before the end of the week to see how many treatments you'd like to purchase. I think we're on to, if there's any questions, I'd love to hear from you. I know I speed talk sometimes, so I probably skipped over some things. You guys let me know if I missed anything that you need to know.
So can you talk again about the smooth threads and like how long it takes to see results and how long results last?
Absolutely. So when we grow, let's talk about how long results last first. I'm going to kind of work backwards on that question. When we grow new collagen in the skin, the lasting effect of that is going to be the natural aging process. So how long does it take for your body to break down that collagen? And it probably is going to be different for everybody. We have lifestyle factors that are going to need to affect how fast we are breaking that down. It's really just your aging process. And some people have a faster aging process than others. Things like stress, smoking, sun exposure, going to break down that new collagen faster than somebody who has a healthier lifestyle. How long it takes to see the results? It takes about 3 to 6 months to see the maximum collagen effect. I would say within about 6 to 8 weeks, we start seeing some improvement. If we were only doing one treatment, that's when you would see it. So my recommendation is to do, I think a good recommendation is 3 months or 3 treatments, 1 month apart. And then we kind of take a break from those treatments and we don't do our follow-up photos until about 3 months after the last treatment. So we give it that full amount of time to create new collagen.
And how often? So you kind of mentioned once a year. Is that for smooth threads and for lifting?
Yeah,
or?
so lifting threads, yeah, about once a year. 8 to 15 months is how long it lasts. We have maximum collagen growth with the lifting threads at about 6 to 8 months. So that big thread in there, well, all those threads in there are going to break down and create new collagen. So your needs in a year might be different than they were when we first started. So you definitely would have lost some of your lift, but you would have some collagen created in the places that we put those threads. So we might evaluate you differently. And put threads in a little bit differently, but I would still recommend probably that you would want another lift in about a year. The smooth threads, probably also about a year. However, maybe we just do like a maintenance one-time treatment. We probably won't need to do a series again. It's a lot like Sculptra. Sculptra is another product that stimulates new collagen in a different way. So Sculptra is going to stimulate collagen at a deeper level to give you more of a volume effect, whereas smooth threads are like their name. They are smooth. They're fine like a piece of hair. They're also giving a smoothing effect to the skin. So they work well in conjunction with each other. But once we've done a series of treatments and have reached that upper plateau, again with Sculptra and with smooth threads, then the maintenance is usually just like once per year. Something small to help keep up that collagen and keep it where we want it. So once we get you to that plateau, it's easier to maintain that.
Are there other treatments that go well with threads?
Absolutely. So when we look at the aging process, we age in a number of ways. We get fine lines and wrinkles related to just sun damage and sleep lines and just kind of surface damage. We have wrinkles that are related to dynamic expression, so smiling, furrowing when we're angry at our kids, raising our eyebrows, frowning. We don't mean to, we don't do it on purpose. Sometimes we hold our mouth in a certain concentration or puckering. Those dynamic lines and wrinkles are related to muscle movement. So we got to pick the right treatment to affect the right problem. We have volume loss. So when we are having more birthdays again, our fat pads in our face get smaller, they shift around and they shift down. So the smooth threads are going to help to address some of those surface lines and wrinkles. The lifting threads are going to help reposition things. But if you have volume loss in your cheeks, you're still going to need filler. If you've got a lot of volume loss and shadowing right here in the pre-jowl area, or in what we call the pre-auricular area where we're starting to look like a skeletor back here, or even in our temples, we're still going to need a volume correction there, which we could address with potentially Sculptra or fillers. They have similar outcomes, different results in how we get there. And of course, you know, the surface of the skin with pigmentation, redness, pore size. I would say all the things that we do work well in conjunction with each other. I recognize that financially we cannot do all of that all at once. I wish we could. I wish I could. But that's where I feel like what should we do first is really what bothers you the most. And so we should target first what bothers you the most and build from there. I hope that was a really roundabout way to answer your question, but I hope I got there.
Yes, that was great. Okay, I think there's no more questions.
Okay.
So
I just really quick, I wanted to point something out. I don't know if anybody will remember my photo back at the beginning. I was looking at it while we were waiting to get started. It was taken 2 years ago and my hair is like up to here. So if anybody's experiencing hair loss or just wants longer, thicker, stronger hair, our Viviscal vitamins, they very clearly work. That's just my little random tidbit I noticed on myself today. This is a lot of growth in the last 2 years.
all right. So we are going to go ahead and take a look here at our wheel and see who is going to be our lucky winner. Sandy Constantino, congratulations. Congratulations. You are the winner of a Smooth Threads treatment. So please email me at info@empireinlaser.com to let me know you saw this, and so we can coordinate how to claim that prize. So again, congrats, Sandy, and congrats everybody on all of the map specials you get to take advantage of. It's like everyone's a winner this whole week. So make sure, if you haven't done so yet, give us a call. And first of all, probably go online, Empire Eye and Laser Center, empireinlaser.com/events. It's got the menu on there with all the special pricing, and you're going to be able to see all the savings that we have to offer, and you will be able to see how to go about taking advantage of them. You can call us, you can place an order online, or maybe you're one of the lucky folks who are going to be joining us tomorrow evening for our in-person social event. We're very excited for that. So whether we see you tomorrow, whether we see you around the office, thanks again. Thank you for being loyal patients of Empire Eye and Laser Center of Melanie's. And congrats again, Sandy. And make sure you come back here in about 10 minutes because Melanie and Rachel are talking about cool sculpting. We'll see you again